Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Papa Joe for this week's edition of the Metal Shop Vlogs. We have some really cool guests today, man. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna say that like I've been part of the music scene for that long of a time, because I know the music scene's been around. I mean, it's been a long time, man. I hear people talking about like the 90s and shit, and during those years I was busy working, you know, raising a family and shit. So I was too much adulting at that time, not enough fun. But I guess about 5 years ago, I had the opportunity to get back into the music scene, thanks to my son. And these are some of the dudes that I would see at shows back then, man. Our guests today are a relatively new band. They're called Henry Melville. But we go way back, because I remember there was a time when they had another band called Heroes of a Modern Age, and we did a photo shoot with them, and we'd always see them at shows and stuff. So like, I feel like these guys are like almost like family, man. They're like real good friends of ours. So if y'all could go ahead and introduce yourselves and talk to us a little bit about your new band.
Okay, so my name's Enrique and I play bass in the band. And sort of how we got this together was that, like Papa Joe said, we've been jamming together for a while, a couple years ago, and we just decided to start a new band pretty much. It was originally me, Javi, and Jay that were jamming together for about a year and a half or so. We were looking for a drummer pretty much, and then John came along, who we've jammed with before, also in Heroes of the Modern Age, and I think we did a show also with him, with the band Pop Culture, who only played one show, and that's
we were there, and there's pictures of that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It was at the Rock House Art Gallery downtown.
Yeah,
cool. So like, what happened? Whatever became of Pop Culture? Or just temporary thing?
Yeah. Eventually it dissolved.
It was like a fling.
Pretty much. So that's the best way to sum
it was
it
like
up.
your side chick.
Well, we tried to get it going as much as we could, but at the time we were all going to school and everybody was just doing different things with their lives, so we couldn't really get it to like jump start it or anything.
Like as much as we wanted to keep it going, I mean, things just fell through.
Yeah.
You know, one of the best memories I have of Javi was the Chariot. Remember that? Open Gate?
Yeah, at Open Gate.
Javi went hardest. Fuck that day. There's pictures of that too.
Yeah, I remember we were on the floor with them, and I remember everybody was crowded around them, and then I just remember I'm like, I'm gonna jump off the bass drum onto the crowd, and that's what I did. I jumped, and then I just flinged myself back, and everybody just caught me. That's probably one of the funnest shows I've
Dude, I could tell you that's probably the best show I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Because that was the Chariot's farewell tour, so it's like the last time they ever played here.
Yeah.
But it was, I mean, just to see the Chariot.
Yeah.
In any.
Well, speaking of the Chariot, our very first show as Henry Melville, we got to play with 68, which is Josh Scoggins' new band. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome,
yeah,
dude. That's you can brag about that shit, man. Hell yeah. Yeah. So and I remember Enrique. He was also in Arsenal.
Yep.
It was a hardcore band, but they were like really good friends of ours in that band too. Drew and Cruz and Mike. So yeah, I mean, lots of good memories, man. I also remember seeing Jay screaming his heart out in the war room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, dude, so many good memories. So, like, you know, I know we've known you guys for a good while, but we never really had the chance to talk about like what got you into music. So I guess respectively, you could talk about that.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I knew who Jay was in high school, but I didn't really like know him. It wasn't until we saw, who did we see? There was a Battle of the Bands at Eastwood, and we saw
Ancient of Days.
Ancient of Days play, and
then Foxy
Jay,
Mojo was there too.
and then Jay was hanging out with us, and then as soon as Ancient of Days finished playing, I turned around and I was like, dude, we need to start a band.
Yeah, like let's
the whole band thing had been on a back burner for a while, because Enrique had what was it? It was a fucking.
I had a guitar.
He had a guitar, and then I bought my bass, and John had his church drum set. So like our first jam session was in his like back room with like these tiny little like 20-watt amps. And like we had no idea what the fuck we were doing. What did we cover? We covered Blink-182.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the first songs that we started playing.
Yeah.
But the band thing had been like alive for a long time, but actually like getting up to do it, it took actually seeing our peers do it to really like.
So it was something you guys had talked about and stuff?
Oh yeah, for a while.
Cool.
Like I had been playing guitar since I was like maybe 14, and until I met these guys, I mean, I figured that being a band wasn't really gonna be a thing for me until we decided to form our own little band. So I figured, you know, I should probably try this.
What was it
You
called?
might not
What was your
hear.
first band called?
I think it was called 915.
Yeah. We were
And,
super basic.
Yeah, so that was back like when we were
That was like freshman year
of high school.
Freshman year of high school.
And when we actually started the band, we had just graduated from high school. So we had been talking about being in a band and doing music for about 4 years.
Yeah.
And we had a bunch of different names for the band. And like he said, we eventually got instruments and little amps and we tried it. But like he said, it was really seeing other local bands that really got us into.
That's cool.
Actually,
I mean,
yeah,
that's pretty awesome. Just to think that your friends are the ones that encouraged you.
Yeah.
I guess when you see it like in front of you, that gives you more motivation to do it. You feel the energy.
Yeah.
So what genre do you think has been the most influential for you guys?
Ooh, it's
I think individually, like it varies between us.
definitely.
Yeah, like I got into music with metal music, like Metallica, Pantera, Iron Maiden. That's really what got me first into music. So I
Ooh.
guess that's what started getting me into also playing guitar. And then just over the years, it's just been different stuff. But that's like the very first thing that got me into music.
I don't know. I picture like A Day to Remember would be like one of your influences.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing I found out about A Day to Remember way later. Like the band that actually I will always credit to me starting music and playing music and just listening to the like moving on is Blink-182. It's probably like the band that really helped me
Yeah.
like push it forward and like actually like Mark Hoppus made me want to get a bass and start playing bass.
Nice.
Because I would see all the stupid shit that he would do and say. So I was like,
You're like, I could do stupid
yeah,
shit.
I was like, I already say stupid shit, so I feel like I can just
I'm doing that already.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. And Jay?
So for me, my uncle has had experience playing in a lot of alternative bands, like back in the 90s and the early 2000s. And I think that's kind of what influenced me to learn how to play the guitar and kind of lay a seed of my interest in being in a band, which I would eventually come to do like towards the end of high school. So a lot of my influences range from a lot of the alternative from the 90s, some extreme metal bands, and then I also got into a lot of the post-hardcore and emo bands from the mid-2000s to the late 2000s, like Under Oath, Hawthorne Heights, Fall Out Boy, bands like that.
Oh, nice.
And I think I would probably say like a lot of bands like that, and also other bands like even Sonic Youth also influenced the way I play, and bands like Sparta too, and At the Drive-In. Like those were also other bands that I listened to a lot growing up.
That's cool.
Kind of like what Javi said, Blink-182, biggest influence. You know, we were buds in middle school. Like, well, we were all buds in middle school, so you know, like pop punk, Blink-182, All American Rejects, Newfound Glory, kind of bands like that kind of laid the foundation. And I guess as the years went on, like through high school, you know, more of like the metal, more of the hardcore, and going to the local shows. You know, those are big inspirations there.
So if you put all that together, all your influences, how does that make up Henry Melville sound?
Well,
It's a mess.
I think Henry Melville.
It really is.
Yeah, I think Henry Melville is like a culminate, well, not culmination, but it's just kind of like it's kind of like Heroes of a Modern Age was like our like infant stage, I guess, when we were barely like trying to figure out like what we wanted to do, because we were still mimicking a lot of like, because we're instead of saying like let's sound the way we want to sound, like we were like, how can we find a way to sound like A Day to Remember, which is exactly what we were. We were basically in A Day to Remember, like we were very close to being in A Day to Remember cover band, because we there's a lot of songs that we played live, but there's a lot of songs that we also didn't play live, that because we covered a lot of their songs. And I think Henry Melville is just like our natural like maturing. Like we just it's just the natural progression of the way our musical tastes go. Because even if we have individual musical tastes, like we can still bring them together and say like this works, this doesn't work. This is how we're gonna do this. This is how we're not. Like it changes lyrically and musically also.
Okay, so as y'all know, at the beginning of segment 2 of the Metal Shop Vlogs, we like to give a shout out to other El Paso local bands who are friends of ours, or anybody. So this week's featured band is Artifact. I guess they've been around for about 2 years now. I mean, we have featured them on our vlog project at the very beginning, but they're like an instrumental metal-ish kind of band, and some of the guys in that band have been in other local bands. Like Manny, one of the guitarists, was in Triumph Over Shipwreck. Benny, the other guitarist, was in Terrorize. So they're a bunch of really talented musicians, and if you ever get a chance to check them out, I know that they've been recording and that they're getting ready to start playing shows again. So go ahead and check them out, man. Go to their Facebook page, give them a like, and be on the lookout for their upcoming shows. That's Artifact. So let's get back to Henry Melville. I want to talk about your music. How many originals do you guys have as of today?
5.
Yeah.
5 original songs.
Wait, is it 5?
It's 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when, let's say when you plan for a show, your set is 5 songs.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Are any of those recorded?
No, none of them. Not yet. We're really like juggling with the idea of recording, but the thing is we need to find someone that can record, that can not only like make it a good recording, but also on the budget that we have, because recording is expensive.
Gotta make it work.
Yeah.
All facets.
Yeah.
So is any of the stuff from your previous band recorded?
Yeah. So, like you said, Heroes of Modern Age, we released an EP a long time ago. I think the whole thing is on YouTube. Heroes of Modern Age. And
It is on YouTube.
Yeah. And then,
It's on a SoundCloud somewhere. Or
Yeah.
Reverb
Yeah.
Nation.
and then Heroes of a Modern Age turned into Purple Heart for,
That's right,
I
Purple
think
Heart.
it was
Forgot that.
six months, and we recorded one song. That one's also on YouTube. It's called
Well,
Lauren.
Well, technically, we recorded about 2 songs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This was like somewhere between Javier leaving Heroes and us changing the band name and the lineup.
Oh yeah, we recorded 2 songs also with Alex from the Swingsters.
Yeah,
And-
Red Rocket.
Yeah, Red Rocket Studios. We recorded 2 songs with him. Those are also on YouTube as well. Yeah, so pretty much all our old music's on YouTube. Either you look up Heroes of Modern Age or Purple Heart, you can find them on there.
I would recommend not to, but.
Yeah.
Nostalgic.
Yeah, nostalgia, but they were rough, man.
Pretty rough. We did
Especially like the first demo that we put out as Heroes.
Yeah, we did that in one of our friends' bedrooms. He was just getting into recording, and we had never recorded. We barely wrote those songs, so they're a little rough.
It's all a good experience, man. So how do you each contribute to the writing process? Is it easier now that because you guys have been playing together for a good while?
Yeah, it's easy. Like
I think our relationship has helped our writing process, definitely.
Yeah.
it's usually like Jay comes in and he's like, I have a riff or something, or John comes in and he's like, I have like something like a beat or something, and then they both work on it from there, and then Enrique starts filling in with his own riffs and his own bass lines, and then from there, like once the whole song is written, then we'll start Jay and I will start shooting back ideas about lyrics and stuff. So that's pretty much how everything comes together from the floor up.
And speaking of lyrics, what do you write about? Like what themes or topics?
It goes back to the whole maturing thing. We try to keep it as
Emo.
yeah, because as before, our music taste also evolved with the way that we feel. So we write a lot about relationships and just the way life carries on and
Like human the human experience and human condition is another thing that we've covered in these lyrics too.
Okay. Who contributes the most? The most about heartache and all that good stuff.
Jay.
Jay. Yeah.
Alright.
Jay's written whole songs by himself,
Yeah.
and we've found out that those are usually the more depressing songs.
Yes.
Nice.
Like Jay.
You have to hook it up with a MP3.
Jay comes like the first thing Jay will come at us with before we even like write lyrics is the title, and the titles will usually give it away. We're like, well,
Oh, damn, right?
We're gonna need to go get some beer.
yeah, we're gonna need a
Maybe
six
we'll
pack
need
for
some
that.
Xanax or something.
So, what advice would you give to like a young musician, like the kids that you guys were when you saw like Ancient Days back in high school? Like if they're interested in starting a band or starting to write music.
Practice, man. Just keep jamming and never stop, and just be friends with people. Don't be an asshole. Don't be a dick. Just be friendly with everyone.
And be open to experimentation too.
Yeah, exactly that too. Because I mean, you don't want to be stuck as like the one-trick pony band that just never like left. Like promote yourself as much as you can.
Yeah, that's good advice, man. shows. What was your first show as Henry Melville?
As Henry Melville, it was back in August of this last year. I think it was August 25th, 6th, 4th, 5th.
Something.
That was the one at Tricky Falls?
That one was
Right.
at Tricky Falls, and that one was, as Javier mentioned earlier, opening up for 68.
Dude, like a lot of bands always say, oh, I wish I could play Tricky Falls. And their first show was at Tricky Falls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we honestly, I've said it before and I keep saying it, we honestly had no business playing that show because it was our first show. We hadn't played in front of a live crowd in maybe like 2 years as a unit. So like, and then opening up like for a band like that, like 68, you know, like they tour internationally. So it's like, you know, you just raise them up to this level and it's like, you know, you have. For your first show, you would have no business playing.
Hey man,
But I
don't
mean,
question it, dude.
yeah, I know.
That's awesome.
Now I don't, but like in the back of my head, I always had that like, damn, we pulled it off, and we had never played at Tricky before. So that on top of that,
And granted, I mean, the crowd wasn't that big, but I mean, it was a big crowd.
yeah,
It was, yeah, you had, at least you had a crowd. Shit, there's times when
Yeah.
Judy and I are the only ones at shows, man.
yeah, I see that.
But you know, it's like those Tuesday night shows.
Yeah,
I
you
think,
get those sometimes.
I think you guys were actually at one of those shows that we played where nobody was there. I think it was Everyone Dies in Utah at the War Room.
Oh, yeah.
I think you didn't show up.
No,
I was doing all the
I had to
vocals.
do all the vocals.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think it was just like you two and maybe like 2 other people that were there. So we played in front of like 4 people
See,
before.
I talk about that a lot, like we're Judy and I are the only ones, but hey man, proof. We actually have a witness. So, like what venues have you played? I remember seeing you guys at the War Room and like house shows.
the War Room was a personal favorite of ours. Like the War Room is never gonna, like I'm never gonna forget.
It still trips me out that it's a
Faux-
faux
faux-
restaurant. So, yes.
We played there. We played at Hobo's house.
At Open Gate.
At Open Gate, that tiny little the daycare center at Open Gate. We never played the big building at Open Gate, but where else did we play? Oh, at the Percolator. We only got to play at the Percolator once, but that was another, like, I loved going to shows at the Percolator. It was always fun.
Yeah.
At Lips, when it was still
Oh,
Lips
yeah.
Lounge.
Lips
Yeah.
Lounge.
And now it's Epic.
Dude, I've seen some pretty damn good bands at Lips. That's a good memory.
We caught upon a burning body there, and like the stage was like shin high. So
It's
I
even
bet-
the stage.
Yeah, if you would even call that a stage, and like now they're playing like these huge, like you're never gonna get to be that close with that type of band ever again.
Yeah, my favorite band that I ever saw at Lips Lounge was Adestria. But then again, Adestria was like one of my all-time favorite bands, man.
Whatever happened to those guys?
They just like, they had to grow up, man. I don't know, man. I missed them. We used to drive to like fucking Dallas and Odessa to go see them,
I
man.
remember you guys were always
Yeah, we were
always at Adestria
Yeah.
shows.
We even got to have dinner with them a couple times. I mean, they're just cool friends of ours, you know. They're really down-to-earth dudes. But I mean, I guess that whole reason that I brought up Adestria is like, you never know how many chances you're gonna get to see a band, you know. If there's a touring band that you like and they're coming to town, go check them out, man, because you never know when one of the guys in the band is gonna say, you know what, this is it for me, and I have to start going to school, or because that happens a lot. So if you get a chance to see a band, an up-and-coming band, or a band that's already popular, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, or they just don't come to El Paso anymore.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite bands is Forever Came Calling. They used to be here consistently. I think they haven't been here for
I think the last time I saw them was at Warped Tour.
Yeah.
Like the closest they ever come here is like Albuquerque.
Yeah, we had to
Warped
drive
Tour.
to Albuquerque to see them. Warped Tour in Las Cruces, but they haven't actually played in El Paso for maybe 2.5 years or more.
The last time they were here in El Paso, they played at Open Gate.
Open Gate, yeah. Yeah. So, don't miss out on those chances, kids. I mean, those are, dude, you never know, man. So like going back to your performances, how do you handle, like, when you make a mistake during your set?
I usually get mad at myself, and you can probably see me cussing
Yeah.
mid-set at myself if I mess up, and I'll
Yeah.
bring it up later. Like as soon as we finish, I'll be like, "Fuck, sorry for messing up." I don't know if you guys heard that.
I've dropped sticks, like they've slipped out of my hands mid-set, and you know, try your best to kind of play it off, but
Yeah, you see that. You see that quite a bit. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you just have to keep going. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like something I've done is that whenever I mess up on a certain note, I tend to improvise a lot. Like I'll do a pause or I'll extend a certain note too.
Or you just go into a breakdown, fucking.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, we played a show at Rigby's, and this one wanted to stop the whole because he forgot to tune like back to the original tuning that we were supposed to, and he wanted to stop. He was like telling us to stop, and I was just like, nope, just gonna keep going because I was like, granted, it was just a crowd of it wasn't a big crowd either. It was just a crowd of our friends, but. Yeah, I was like, just keep going, like, stop, don't, let's not stop, like, the best thing to do is just to power through the mistakes and just...
That's true, man. I think that's probably the best course of action, just go with it, man. You might even be changing the song.
I mean, unless someone falls or something, which I've done.
You have fun?
I have, our very first show it was at Shay's house in their backyard, and Of Lions had their own like boxes to stand on, and they had those lights, the platforms with the lights,
strobes,
and one of them was strobing on me, and I tried to jump on it, and I slipped, and I fucking fell like face first into everybody. It was
like it like that particular platform just like wasn't balanced, so I think that's why you fell down so easily too.
Dude, those were the shows right there, man. The house shows like at Shay's house and Mickey's house and Hobo's house. Like, you would show up and you were friends with everybody.
Yeah. Everybody knew each other, everybody talked to each other.
And if the cop showed up because it was getting loud, like somebody would talk shit, man. Which is not something that I'm encouraging. We're just talking about old times.
Yeah. I remember when the cop showed up that one time at Shay's house. Jay had a pocket knife. He took it out.
It was like one of those.
And he threw it because he thought
like
they were
those
gonna like frisk everybody.
Like it was one of those like Swiss Army knife multi-tool things.
Yeah. He thought they were gonna start frisking everybody, so he just threw it into the neighbor's front yard.
Man, Jay, you're hardcore, man.
Like
That was great.
Was it you and Enrique who told me that facetiously? I think that's kind of like why I did it, because I kind of misread
I think it was
the context.
I think Zach told them that they're gonna search him, and they better not have any weapons on them, so he just tossed it real quickly.
It's because Jay's a guy, he's the kind of guy that goes by the book, man.
Yeah.
He's
He really
a
does.
law-abiding citizen.
Yeah.
Cool.
Outstanding guy.
So, I know we've talked about a couple of venues, like, from the past and present. Which one is your favorite?
Or
War Room is right up there with Lips and Tricky.
I don't know why, man, but that War Room era, there were just so many good shows there, so many good times. And a lot of times I go back and look at the pictures of like Zombie Fest, and dude, like everybody's.
A lot of kids were invested at that time.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, kids would go and support, and there was not like no drama, man.
no.
Right.
If there was, you just didn't know about it.
Yeah.
And it's funny now because like the kids from the scene back then, they're like all growing up. Like Enrique's already graduated from UTEP, and Jay graduated from community college, and Javi's all working. And
Yeah.
He's got facial hair now.
Yeah.
yeah, talk about what are you up to, John?
Just school and work right now. That's pretty much it.
That's cool.
And
I
jamming.
mean, like back then, it's just a bunch of kids going to shows, man. Cool.
Yeah, we had school, we just never went to class, so we weren't that invested in it, so. It was like, we'll spend the night out and maybe we'll make it to class in the morning.
Dude, like,
That's
one of the funniest things the weirdest things for us last year is we did Hobo's senior photos. Like, Hobo graduated high school, dude. Hobo's a real good friend of ours. Like, I met Hobo when he was in middle school, and he just grew up in the music scene, going to shows, and like, he's a good friend of ours.
Yeah.
That's always great seeing the younger people that used to start going to shows when we were playing, because we were, like I said, we started when we were starting college, and some of the kids were still in middle school. Now we're finishing college, and
or they were in high school.
yeah, and now they're starting college. And
So like, I know that the scene has changed a lot. Like even the faces, you go to shows now and it's like totally different crowd, man. And like we're still friends with a lot of the new kids because Julia and I, we try to go as much as we can. But what are some of your pet peeves at shows now as compared to back in the day?
One of my biggest pet peeves is bands not supporting each other. I fucking hate that. I hate it when, and it happened to us not too long ago at Rigby's. I don't want to call anybody out specifically, but I fucking hate it when you're at a show with other bands and then those bands are just there to play their show and then they take off. They bring their crowd, granted, but that's all they're there for, is to play their show, and then they don't even stick around to see how you are or how anybody is. I mean, granted, you don't need anybody's approval or anything like that, but it's just shitty, because before, like, you never saw that. Like, everybody just stuck around, everybody showed up on time, maybe not on time because the show's never started on time, but and they still don't do it, but like, people would show up and then they would stay for everybody, and everybody would just jam and be cool with each other.
And I can tell you that there's sometimes, like, Judy and I, I work early in the morning, and sometimes it's harder for me to stay really late. Yes. But the best we can do is, like, for the last band, we'll stay for at least 2 of their songs. Yeah. And then once their second song finishes, we'll pack up and leave, man, because we go to shows and we enjoy them too, but we're also, like, working,
Yeah.
But I think
one of my pet peeves also.
Yeah,
when shows run really late or they start late, like, we'll start like at 11 or 12. I'm like, why not just start them a little bit earlier and make also that show's not running on time. That's just personal. I'm just a punctual person, so if something doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, no lie, we've gone to a show that was supposed to start at 10 one time during the week. It was in the summer, and I go to work at 6 in the summer, and I legit took a fucking nap in the venue before the show started for like an hour. Because, dude, I mean, I could need a rest. You get older, it's not that easy, man. Okay, so I'm checking out my son, live streaming from UNT, his first performance of the symphony as principal bass. So I'll be doing a little multitasking right now. Okay, so let's talk about social media. Where can people find you? Facebook, right?
Facebook, obviously, and Instagram. Our Instagram page is a little less inactive because we've honestly been, we don't. We never had an Instagram with our old bands, so it's kind of hard to balance, not balance, but it's just kind of hard to find a way to update people and just get more people to come to that.
Yeah, I actually tried to get on it the other day and I couldn't figure out how with all the new Instagram updates. I couldn't figure out how to switch between the profiles, so we might not be able to get to it, or we'll just make a new one.
Yeah,
cool.
So it might be more active.
We should do a photo shoot or something, man.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
can dress up your Instagram account.
For sure.
So Facebook is the most reliable way to contact you for booking purposes, and if somebody wants to hook up with Jay or something.
Yeah, just DM. DMs are always
Slide.
Cool. And so you did say you had 5 songs. About how long does that make your set? Just for any promoters that want to book you guys.
About 20-25 minutes tops. And
About the length of an episode of Family Guy or American Dad.
yeah, there you go. If you can get through that, you can get through our.
Or Modern Family.
Yeah.
Whichever comedy you like to watch
Your
on
preference.
nights.
So is anybody you'd like to give a shout out to? Anybody who's helped you? Where do you practice?
For sure. We want to give a shout out to, what's it called? What are they called now? I don't know what they're called. But it's Warzawa.
Oh yeah, no, it's the Safe House.
The Safe House for that, because that's where we're jamming now. So big shout out to them for because we were struggling, because we were practicing in Jay's garage and Enrique's garage in my living room, and it was getting hectic because Jay's dad works during the day and his parents' schedules are different, and my living room is a living room, so we couldn't be doing it all the time like that.
Yeah,
So yeah, for sure. Another shout out to John Carlo. Cause we actually did a photo shoot with him was it like a month ago maybe?
About a month
Yeah,
ago.
so he came over to the.
Oh, I think I saw that.
He came over to the venue and he took pictures of us, although I don't know if he's posted it yet.
No,
I haven't seen it, but yeah, for sure. Those are all the people that do.
And then bands that are still around, the Gentlemen, they're called Late Phases now. Pretty much bands that stuck around and still bands we played with back then. they're still around now. We're
De
still
Luda.
good friends with De Luda.
Luda, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, just to give you guys an idea, I mean, they used to practice at Hawkins, at the Hawkins storage.
Yep, we were there for.
It's one that like it caught fire like 2 years ago or something.
Someone threw like a
Was it-
Molotov cocktail into
was
one
it
of the
Less than
Arsonist.
2 years ago, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I remember that photo shoot we did with Heroes. It was like behind there.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
'Cause we had been there, I think, maybe like a year and a half. We had been there for a while.
That wasn't with
Sitting
me.
there.
Yeah, I think.
It was yeah.
I think
Douglas.
Douglas
That
was
was
just
there. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like maybe a month or two.
And that was when
after I
Todd
joined.
was in the band too. I
Yeah.
forgot
Yeah,
about Todd
yeah,
being
Todd.
in the band.
We just saw Todd the other day with Beneath the Waves.
Beneath the Waves. You know, I haven't been able to catch a Beneath the Waves show in a while.
We hadn't either, man. I mean, it's hard to catch them now because they're also busy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I was talking to Adam the other day when I saw him before they played, and I was like, I told him, dude, it's good to see you at a show, man, because back 4 years ago, we were always there together at shows. I mean,
He was the one dude you saw like.
He was the
every
dude
show.
that was bringing the shows, you know,
Yeah.
bringing the bands and stuff, and like it's weird how it happens with the music scene. It's like weird cycles where people just like disappear, and then like all of a sudden the Sleepsters are playing, and we're like, fuck yeah, we get to see the Sleepsters again. So like I guess that's natural, man. I
The
mean,
Slingsters haven't seen them in a long time either.
Yeah.
It's been a bit.
It's always good
Nuts,
seeing
man.
Yeah.
old people that we used to jam with and stuff. Because we, like you said, it used to always be sort of the same bands a lot of the times and a lot of the same people. So even if we don't see them like in a long time, as soon as we see them, it's like maybe nothing ever changed. It's
Yeah.
always good seeing.
who would you guys want to open for now? Like as far as modern touring bands?
Morning touring bands.
Modern baseball,
Tiny moving parts.
Tiny moving
Ooh,
parts, front
dude.
bottoms.
The front bottoms.
There's a lot
Parts.
of
Yeah.
bands.
We saw Frameworks last week, and they were here with Tiny Moving Parts the last time they came.
Yeah.
At Lips.
At Epic, yeah.
You guys were there, right?
Yeah. I
You guys
remember.
were there when we saw that dude across the street, like
Yeah, he
all
was passed out.
fucking
Yeah.
passed out, and then people were like taking pictures right in front of him.
Zach has a picture of that on his phone still, and we were hard styling in front of that dude.
Keep in mind, nobody checked to see if the dude had a pulse or if he was okay. Or
Yeah, we were just taking pictures that might have been dead, but.
As a matter of fact, when I was watching the dudes from Framework set up on stage, like the guitars are setting up, and he looks at me, he's like, "You're the dude, like from Lips, that fucking dude that was asleep across the street." So I mean, those are like always good memories, man. It's
Yeah.
cool, and you never know, like the support, even the support you give touring bands. Like, these dudes remember, man. They remember you.
Yeah.
That was like 3 years ago, I think.
Yeah. I mean, the perfect example is like all the hardcore kids like the Nailer. A lot of like big band, like you don't think about it, but like a lot of big bands that are touring big now, they started playing in that living room, like
Let Live was one.
Story So Far.
Let Live, the story
Wonder
so
Years.
far, the Wonder Years, Man Overboard, Forever King Calling. Forever King Calling actually gives Barbarian shoutouts on their albums all the time.
Dude, not just that, but you go to Warped Tour and they're giving shout outs to
Yeah, exactly. They're like,
Nene
shout out
and Thomas, the Nailer. We've witnessed that, that's cool.
Yeah, it's weird seeing those bands that were playing in the house, and now that's the bands all the kids like.
Yeah.
We like them too.
And we're
There's
like-
a bunch of yeah.
We're like, it makes me think, I'm like, where the, like, I wish you had been more involved in the scene at that time, because that would have been really cool to catch and see.
That would have been cool to play there. We
Yeah.
got to go to some shows at the Nailer, and those are some of the best, man. It's like a packed living room.
Mattresses on the side.
I think Arsenal played there one time. I only got to play there once, and it was in the middle of the summer, and I was dripping sweat by the end of the set.
But nobody cared.
Yeah.
Dude, it was a Nailer.
I was about to take off.
They would
my
crowd
shirt.
out around the front door and
Yeah.
around what should be a living room, but it's not.
Yeah. There's a bunch of stickers like all over the floor and on the walls,
Yeah.
and just bands that you didn't really know back then, but now you see their shirts at Hot Topic. I'll go in every now and then. I'll be like, "This band is big now. They're on at
Mhm.
fucking Hot Topic selling their shirts."
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if anybody's ever gonna get to, you know, like carbon copy the whole Nailer feel.
Nah.
It was just a different time, man.
Yeah.
Different time.
I mean, somebody might, because it's maybe not carbon copy, but I mean, it might get close to it, but it's not gonna have the same feel, because it's gonna be hard to find. maybe for a different generation, maybe not for our time, but I mean, definitely, like, I really hope something like that picks up again, because I feel like the scene has kind of been on a downward spiral for maybe like the better part of the year, because like, I mean, I know that there's like all these kids that have like these new bands, but I'm thinking like maybe like 90% of the bands that we started playing with don't even exist anymore. They don't play. They don't.
Like a
jam,
lot of them
nobody
just
does.
stopped doing music.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's because people get responsibilities, man, you know?
Right.
They end up getting married, or they gotta go to school, and they make commitments.
Yeah.
I know, I can say that because that happened to me. Like, I was really into music when I was really young. I went to a shitload of concerts in the 80s, man. But then came a time in my life where I had to be responsible and get my ass to work. And the other thing I want to talk about is, like, I think that the Naylor, it really inspired us just to think that you can have friends at your house playing music, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Like, kids, they need that shit. They need somewhere to go and express themselves, but in a safe environment with cool friends and stuff, you know? And I think that's one of the reasons, without even thinking about it, I think that's one of the reasons why we like having shows here at our house. I mean, we have a lot of acoustic shows, we have open mics, we've had like heavy shows here, we've had a touring band play here. We had a fucking full-on metal show where Triumph Over Shipwreck like, killed it over there. But like now, recently we've had a couple of open mics where bands show up, and you guys are always welcome to come, man.
Thank you, appreciate
Like I was telling them before we started the interview, you guys are always welcome to just bring your stuff and play whatever you want, man. We have an acoustic show coming up in February the 17th. It's like a EP listening party for our friend Ellen, who's also helped host the vlogs. So if you guys get a chance, make it out, man. We always have a blast here, dude. Like, we'll have friends, a whole shitload of friends, people playing music, BYOB for 21 and above. Bring your own beer. God damn it, man. Like, fucking, that's why everybody drank my beer. And I don't care, man. I don't care. I mean, it's a party, but BYOB.
No, yeah, we'll always have beer.
We're usually the nice guys that bring the most beer.
Oh, yeah, man. rapid fire. You know, I think this whole segment needs like its own theme song because I can't make it sound the way I want it to, but someday. Maybe Henry Melville will write a theme song for just this segment. So I'm gonna ask you guys 5 quick questions. You guys just kind of off the top of your head. So here we go, okay? So what is your go-to karaoke song?
R. Kelly, Ignition.
R. Kelly's Bump and Grind.
Fruit of Another.
I don't see nothing wrong.
Oh.
I believe I can fly.
There you go.
Ooh,
I like a
damn.
bunch of R. Kelly.
Okay, what is one of your weird quirks?
Shit. I fart a lot.
That's not weird.
No,
That's
no,
not weird.
I don't think.
Except, I think so.
Well, I'm pretty bad, so that might be the weird, the bad part.
Okay, next one. Describe yourself in 3 words. You know what? Let's describe your band in 3 words.
Sad. Sad and sad.
Aw. Okay.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
There you go.
Sad with a light at the end of the tunnel. Okay,
there you
cool.
go.
So if you could trade lives with anyone for a day, who would it be and why?
Trey lives with Jay.
Oh.
Yeah, me too. I feel like Jay gets.
I'm not in the band, but me too.
Jade takes.
Yeah, Jay takes the cake.
Okay. So what is your favorite El Paso music scene memory?
For me, it was when we opened up for Hawthorne Heights about several years ago with a different lineup, but it was probably one of the biggest shows that we've gone, and it was just really awesome to see like less than 300 kids watching us open up for a very notable band. And I think honestly that's another band that I really want to open up for again sometime in the future.
Their vocalist is here tonight.
Yeah,
That's right.
they are.
Bobby,
Seeing, I think my was the first time I went to the hang. We all went to the hangout, and we saw Barbarian for the first time. Seeing that shit was like something insane. Like I'd never seen that in my life. I'd never seen dudes like swinging and kicking like so much. I was just used to people moshing regularly, and then I show up, and then the Mike, the big Mike, like he was like fucking like swinging around, and I was like, what is this? Like I got really scared. I was like, is this what it's like? Like it freaked me out, but it was great. I think from that point on is when like we really started like wanting to like play shows and stuff.
I remember. Did you guys go to Hate Fest? Like
The
at
first
the War
one,
Room?
yeah.
He that
I got my
that scar
head
right
busted
there?
open.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the first time I ever witnessed hate moshing.
Yeah.
That's
I remember.
insane
Yeah.
shit. Like, did you guys saw King Conquer? Their vocalist, like this big 6'7" lumberjack dude,
Yeah.
just fucking smashing people into the wall. Like a group of like 5 kids, just like brutal.
Yeah. Kublai Khan that was the
Fucking
first time I
awesome.
saw Kublai Khan, and the what's his name, Matt, the vocalist. That dude, like he's like shorter than I am, but he has like some real anger and like some real issues behind that like his vocals and just the way he delivers.
Well, he has a perfect outlet for it, man.
Yeah, he does.
Cool. Okay, so I want to thank you guys for coming and hanging out and just asking to be on our vlog, man. We're so honored, dude, to host people that we see you guys and we're like, dude, man, so many good memories with you guys, man. So I want to thank you guys. Hopefully we can catch you guys soon in a show. Just make it a point to invite us, man, so you can come check you guys out.
Yeah, for sure.
Certainly.
Well, thank you for
Thank you
having
for
us.
having
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you guys, man. And once again, thank you to the dudes in Henry Melville. Be sure to check them out. Go to Facebook and like their pages. I saw it, dude. I know you guys are a new band, but the number of likes on your pages is way too low. Gotta get that shit up.
Yeah.
So tell
Yes,
your
we
friends.
do.
Okay, so I also want to give a big thank you to Mama Judy, doing double duty on the camera today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys next time on the Metal Shop Vlogs.